In case you missed it, you're allowed to be hot, smart, and rich. So let's get into it. Siff and Nish, welcome to Hot Smart Rich. Are you ready to get hot, smart, rich?
Let's go.
So excited. I'm honestly so excited that we're here because I've known both of you guys more, like independently, but like definitely together. And I haven't seen you guys do a lot of together interviews, have you?
We don't do that many. We really don't.
Like, I think maybe the last one was when we did Lauren and Michael's.
Yeah, that one. And we did one together on your podcast.
Yeah.
I love
no,
that
we
one.
don't really do that one very often.
Is that intentional or people just like don't ask?
It's not intentional. Honestly, I think our time is like very limited.
Yeah.
And so we try to divide and conquer. And then also, I think it's tough to interview two people. And Nish and I both have a lot of personalities. So I feel like, I don't know, like it's only the pros.
we only like going on podcasts where people ask us like good questions and
Yeah.
it's insightful so we can say something about it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we've been on, like in the early days we were on podcasts together where someone would ask a question and Sif would be like, Nish, get me out of this
Oh my God.
podcast right now.
You guys are making me so nervous now because I'm like,
gonna
oh
be
God, the
great.
pressure. It's
Come
me.
on.
Oh, this is going to be amazing.
You,
This is gonna be
hang out
this
with
is gonna be
us
so good.
enough to like know everything. No, this is like, I remember the one you were talking about. I was like,
So funny.
Okay, well, let's start here because we are all technically from Canada.
We are.
You guys are actually, were you guys born in Canada?
no.
Okay, so you both emigrated to Canada. Now you guys have emigrated here. We kind of moved at a similar-ish time frame. Can we just quickly talk on like how traumatic that experience was for you guys?
I think Maggie, it hit me harder than it hit Nish. And it's
Okay.
funny because I'm someone who's like very calm typically, like things don't really ruffle my feathers, but the visa situation was like hard. And so it was actually really nice for me to get to depend on you. He was like very calm through it. He's like, I don't know why you're worried. It's going to be fine. And I was like, how do you know that?
Yeah, because I think like the thing that people don't understand about if you're an immigrant building a business in the States is you don't only have the pressure of building the business and it failing on itself. You also have the pressure of like, can I sign a lease? At one point, if you don't even have a social security number, like you don't even have a
Yeah.
bank account here. Like I remember the first walk we went for and you were like, I can't drive. I don't have a bank account. All of the money that I'm spending in the States is on a Canadian
I know.
currency. It was insane.
It
So
was crazy.
Why did you guys decide to leave Canada to build your business to move to the States?
You wanna take
So
that?
what really happened is when we started the company,
Yeah.
this inherently majority of our sales and our customers were in the U.S.
Just inherently?
It's like
Just right from the
right from the
get-go.
get-go, organically. And so we started the business, March 2020. Literally by May, 90% of sales are in the U.S.
Yeah.
And so obviously we started, nurturing those customers, and all of a sudden the business is bigger here. Then we started hiring more people here. And so it just made more sense for us to build a portion of the team in the US. So like all of our marketing team, a lot of our product development team is all based out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And so for us, it was like, okay, we have to be here because we wanted to be physically be with the team.
Yeah.
And like for us, like building remotely is a part of what we do, but a lot of our primary kind of big ideas come when we're in person. And so even today, a lot of the team works together in person. So we just knew we had to be in the US for that. And also for Sif and I, like the investors that we wanted to work with, the people that we wanted to work with, it was all here. So like
Yeah.
we just really wanted to move here like as quickly as possible.
Also, I think being a wellness brand, I think LA is really, I would say, one of the wellness capitals
Yeah.
of the world. And so our intention when we thought of living in the US was never to live in LA. It was actually to live in New York. LA was kind of an accident. We came here actually to be on Lauren and Michael's podcast, and we were here for 10 days. And Nish and I were like, wait, like all the wellness trends are starting here. Like people are so ahead that it doesn't make sense for a wellness company to be headquartered anywhere but LA. And so that's kind of how it happened. And then of course, like even just from a personal wellness standpoint,
Yeah.
living in LA is incredible. And I mean, I love New York and I love the energy that we get in New York, don't get me wrong, but from a wellness standpoint, our quality of life is just objectively better.
Yeah.
You know, I get to walk outside in the morning. I'm just someone who gets more ideas that way. So it's just been really beneficial from both a business, but then also like a founder health and wellness perspective as well?
Let me ask you guys this. This is very controversial. Where I really wanted to start with you guys was going all the way back to deciding to like take the money for your wedding and actually put it into your business. And I don't think that I have met many people in Canada that do that. Whereas like that was almost a non-negotiable for you guys, where it was like, why would we do that when we could go and build for ourselves? So when you guys had decided to get married and you made that decision, can you just like take everyone through one, like your love story of whatever you're comfortable talking about, of like what that was actually like to come together, and two, especially for you guys, once people hear like how significant that moment could be, why you decided to spend that money in your business instead of on your wedding?
So, I mean, we met, it's our 13-year anniversary, and like
This Friday.
Thursday.
Yeah,
like
Thursday.
What are you doing for it, Nish?
We're going for dinner somewhere.
You guys go for dinner every week. It's one of the things I love about you is like constant date night. Please be better, Nish.
You're
right, actually.
We were talking about it, and we're like, well, what do
no.
we do? And it's like, we can't go on a trip because we're actually going on a trip like on Sunday for work.
Okay.
And so it's not like, I mean, when your schedule is so packed, it's like,
Nish, hit me up for some ideas for Siff, okay?
I will. I actually will.
I mean, he knows like my wish list for gifts and vice versa. So I guess we'll like get each other.
We'll make
nice
something happen.
presents.
We'll make something good happen.
But we've been together for a long time, and both of us have always been very career focused. So I would say, prior to Arrae, I was a creator. Nish was extremely successful in fintech, but we knew that at some point we wanted to work together on something. What that would be was undecided. For me, I was always someone who I wasn't going to work on something unless it was like very meaningful to me personally. That's just how I am. And I'm also someone who's very like, how can I make a difference in the world? So when we found that idea, it was kind of a no-brainer. Like for us, I think I speak,
but also like you're such a girl's girl that like if you like the way that you think about Nish or you feel about him, like was there ever a part of you that was like a tough decision of like it's either investing into my business or investing into the wedding?
You know what happened, Maggie? We had started to plan our wedding and I was like, this sucks. Like this is like the planning process is really like just hectic. And then when we started to work on Arrae, we were like, wait, like this is so easy and so fun and so good for us both. Like
it was like really energizing.
Yeah.
Whereas like planning the wedding was the opposite of that. And thankfully, Siff and I have always been people who don't do things that we don't like to do.
Yeah.
And so like the moment we started doing something and it feels like shitty, we stopped doing it. And so planning the wedding, thinking about that, like getting all of our families organized around that kind of stuff, it was so much work and not in a good way that we were just like, you know what, we don't want to do this. COVID hit when we started the business and it almost gave us like the perfect excuse to not host a wedding. And also, we really wanted to work on the business. Like the business needed money. And so for us, we're just like, okay, let's just take this money and do this because it brings some more happiness. We really believe in it. And we actually don't want to do the wedding and we really want to do this. Like that's really what it felt like.
Yeah. And then also we always said that like we can always have a wedding. Like, okay, fine, it won't be traditional, but I wouldn't call Nish and I's, I guess, like thought process around our relationship traditional, but that's fine. Like I think that that's why we're so good together. And our focus has always been our marriage and not a wedding. You know?
And I think that's what so many people miss the point of is it's like about the day and how big, and especially with TikTok, like I think over the last 2 years, even with like specific celebrities that have blown up because of their wedding, it has become like something I think other than what it is really meant to be. And I think like you guys embody that exact type of partnership you want to find where it's not a day, it's about the journey. Because especially like, did you guys have the same vision of where your life would be? Like forget just the business, but like the life and the world that you guys have created, has that always been aligned?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah,
we always knew what we wanted. We've both been really big dreamers and we're not people who settle. That's the thing. And so it was always sky's the limit. We've always pushed ourselves. And so, I mean, I feel like we're just scratching the surface even right now. Like there's so much left that we want to do.
Siff, I remember I asked you when we were in London a few weeks ago for Bryony's wedding, like it was kind of getting to me of like getting in my head and like people just like fuck it, like this is your job. And I just think like that mentality of how sure you've always been and how ambitious and like you both share that, like have you guys always been that way or has it brought it out in each other since you met each other?
I think Nish and I bring out the best in each other. And for sure, I think as you mature and as you put yourself in a more and more healthy dynamic, I think your confidence just continues to grow. And so I think that for me, Nish has been like a very foundational rock in my life. And so he's just always encouraged me, even in moments where I've maybe felt a little bit shaky, to just be like sure of myself. And so those things, like worrying about, like if I do this, what are people perceiving of me? Like I feel like I've just been able to shed it more and more over time, I would say.
For sure. And I think what's really cool is that like Siff's been that in a different way. And so you know how different people are inherently different. So for some people, as in like lying comes really easy to them, and so they'll just lie blatantly, right? So like for example, for me, doing something that I don't like, it really irks people. They might do that because they feel an obligation to someone else or whatever they're doing. So I think when you hang out with someone else for someone else which seems so easy to do that kind of stuff, it's like, okay, you learn from that really easily. You know what I mean?
Like it seems like you guys have always been on the same page. Like going back to the wedding, it's like you saved up $484,000 before you guys started your business, and that so easily could have been put into like this extravagant thing, but you guys have always been aligned that it's like, this is what we're doing. So I guess like when you took that money and you like took a huge bet on yourself and you were like, we're gonna start this business, like did you already have this like set, like this is my roles and responsibilities and this is my roles and responsibilities, or has it just like naturally formed?
I think it's really naturally formed.
Yeah, I think right from the beginning, though, we knew what we were both good at. So obviously at the beginning, you're doing everything. Yeah. And then you get to a point where you're like, wait, this is a really poor use of our time. And like, we don't need to both be doing every single thing. That's ridiculous. And so I think we were both hyper aware of what we were each good at. And so over time, it's like those things we've kind of gone into each of our silos. And also like, there's obviously things we work on together, but I think that just becoming hyper aware of what we're good at. And, there have been times where I've been like, like, should I be on this
call or whatever,
or whatever. And Nish has been like, why would you? It's a waste of your time if you're sitting on this with me when you could be using your brain for something else. And so it's just you've become more and more comfortable with that over time as well.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, initially, obviously there's certain things that matter to both of us a lot, but it's really crazy because, there used to be a time where I used to sit on marketing calls and she used to sit on like finance calls. And then I was just like, this is the biggest waste of time.
Yeah.
Like, why are you in this call? Why am I on that call? Like, I'm adding zero value. You're adding zero value here. And so we've very naturally kind of flown into very specific roles that we're now part of. And honestly, I think this works even better because we're not overlapping on things that we don't need to overlap on, and you're working on completely different parts of the business. So it just like makes it even better.
Do you guys ever disagree on like big decisions?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Do you have an example of one?
I mean, like product is the one that we work on together.
I was gonna say like that seems like the biggest overlap, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So like, have you guys ever really fundamentally disagreed about a decision?
Yes, always.
Oh my God, literally all the time.
How do you guys work that out?
We debate it out. And it's funny because I think initially when team members start and they see that, they're like a little bit like shocked. But I think we lead by example when we say that like you have to debate to get to the right answer. And so we encourage that same thing from our team as well, that like if one of us is suggesting something that is inherently like not aligned with goals of the business or whatever, then they should also have the ability to debate us on that. So for sure, like, I mean, it was even last week, we like got into like a very heated debate on something.
For sure. But the thing is, Maggie, like we debate in the sense like we're actually like arguing. Like we're very intensely, but very articulately arguing about why we think the opposite thing. And then what that forces us to do is it asks you like, okay, and then what? And then what? And then what? So you're thinking of almost like the 10th order consequence of each decision.
Yeah.
And so like we're thinking through that, we're arguing through it, and it's like very heated, but I genuinely think we get the best decision because we care so much about it. You know what I mean?
I agree. I think it's so interesting because I don't really think people understand the size and the velocity of the business that you guys have built. You talked to me last year about potentially doing 20 million of revenue in 2024. Did you hit that number?
Yeah, way more than that.
So are you comfortable to share the size of Arrae for 2025?
Yeah, so we're going to do over $100 million this year. And we started the business in 2020. And so in 2020, it was $1 million business.
million, yeah.
And now it's over $100 million business.
Can you repeat that?
So in 2020, it was $1 million business. We started in March of 2020. In December of 2020, we did the first $1 million. It's 2025. We're going to do over $100 million.
How does that feel?
It feels absolutely surreal.
Yeah.
Like there's like no, honestly, because we reflect back on these
chills for
things.
you guys.
And it feels absolutely surreal.
It's actually insane because I remember at one point it was around the 20 mark where we were like, okay, we see the clear path to 50, but we don't see the clear path to 100. And then we saw all of a sudden it was like a series of things. And then we were like, we see the path to 100. And now it's like, we clearly see the path way beyond that. So it's a very surreal thing that happens. I don't even know how to explain it in words, but like I remember when $1 million was a big deal to us.
Of course, like doing $1 million in your first year of business is extremely hard to do. Like, but 5xing that, like in that time period in 5 years is honestly unheard of. Like Courtney, my boyfriend, has made like over 300 personal investments. And when he heard your numbers, like he turned to me and was like, you do not see that. Like he's been investing for 15, 20 years. Like he sees that very, very rarely. What do you think it has been that has gotten you to that point?
I honestly think it's because we seek the truth, like always. And so every question, we're like, okay, so what do people actually want? You know?
How do you tell that though? Because so many people that are listening want to start a wellness brand, right? Like VMS supplements is probably the most like sought after category.
For sure.
It's repeatable. It's something that people do in a ritual every single day. Like it's the biggest trend right now is the wellness industry. But I think again, you guys are that exception to the rule. Like I think what people are listening is like, how do you get to the truth? How do you keep finding the right answer time and time again? Like what is the pattern of that?
Honestly, I think like we always ask the question of like, what problem are we solving? Like that's where we're starting. Because it's exactly what you said, Maggie. A lot of people we talk to, they're like, I want to get into VMS because the category is really hot.
It's like it's a hot category.
Okay?
It's not good
like,
enough.
Yeah.
That's not why you start the company in VMS. It's not because it's a hot category. It's a hot category for certain reasons. But like even within VMS, like of the thousands and thousands of companies, there's only very few really good ones. And so I think we're just always asking the question of like, what problem are we solving, especially when it comes to products?
So when talking about products, because I think you guys have always been on trend with like MB1, constipation,
tone,
bloat, creatine tone. I put that in my newsletter, like for all the reasons, but you guys have always been ahead of it. So when you guys are designing your products and you're looking at like the problem, you're not looking at like what is the trend right now. You're looking,
because it's
how does
too
it start?
late.
Yeah.
It's too late. When I like really need people to understand that once you're seeing something and it's trendy, it's too late.
But how are you always ahead of the trend, Sif?
Okay, so there's two things. Okay. I think that one of the things that I do in the company is oftentimes trend forecasting. I can't explain to you how I have a premonition about these things, but I do. And then we always back that up with data. Okay. So we're looking at what are the studies that are coming out? Like, is there an increase in volume
You
of
mean
studies?
clinical studies?
Clinical studies, correct. And then we'll obviously like look at ingredient trends as well, because that then tells us, okay, like if there's an ingredient trend, does that tell us about macro trend and what people are looking for, like what problem they want solved? We are also talking to our customers. We do like really intense surveys and focus groups as well. So I would say that I get a gut feeling. And then after that, or like any of us get a gut feeling, okay? And then after that, it's like, triangulated with heavy data. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like that would be like our secret, which is that it's both a combination of gut feeling along with like a lot of data to back it up as well. So we're doing the work to follow our gut and just like our instincts as founders, but then at the same time, it's not just like, oh, I feel like it. Like I have to be able to.
But can I be honest? It's like, I feel like even if you didn't do all the data piece of it, is that I feel like it, which holds like 90% of the truth anyway. Yeah, it really is.
And is it both of your gut instincts or it's Sif's?
It's actually Sif specifically. Like
Sif's
Sif's
just,
really,
give her flowers.
really, really good at that. She's really good at that. And so what she will do is she'll be like, okay, Nish, I have a gut feeling about these 5 things. And I'll be like, no, it's going to be that thing like, within the 5 things. Because like we just have an idea based on the data piece of it, obviously. Yeah. But Sif always knows.
So I feel like that can be, and I have a really good gut intuition as well. Like the psychic that we see says that I'm kind of like a witch. But it's sometimes really distracting because you get senses or you get like, oh, this is over there. You guys have built $100 million business off of how many products?
8.
Yes, max. Yeah.
You guys have built $100 million business off of 8 products. Like, what I see is such a failure of new entrepreneurs today is like, they just get so distracted and put out so much stuff to the market. How have you guys created new news with 8 products in 5 years to get to $100 million?
I think you have to be so intentional. And the thing is that each product we release, we know it's a blockbuster product. Okay. Like
It's like a hit every time.
it's a hit. That's what we're betting on. And honestly, like this is very much a Nish thing where he has expectations for how each product should do. And that's either a failure or a success. And so what we pin ourselves to is like something that is going to hit the market. It's going to bring in a certain amount of revenue per year. And that is the sign of success. And so we take our time with our products. We do 3, max 4 releases in a year. It takes us 2+ years to formulate every product. And rest assured that when it's going to market, it's not just a rinky-dink like one ingredient thing that's going to top up like $1 million in revenue. That's not our business model. It's like we are solving the big shit that people want solved.
And I feel like the marketing evolution is growing as well. So I guess like it's an interesting time to be talking to you guys because I think you guys have gone from like this scrappy kind of get shit done, like put things together to now you're hiring Victoria's Secret supermodels to be the face of creatine, which was like so smart because it's like every woman is so afraid that creatine is going to bulk them up, give them water. You guys choose like, we need to go big with this one. HSR girls are all about drinkable skincare in 2025. Yes, drinkable. This is not just another step in your skincare routine because the HSR girlies don't have time for that. This is the foundation for clear, bright, beautiful radiance. And it tastes amazing. The Radiant Skincare Duo from Peak combines the power of 2 standout products that work synergistically to protect, nourish, and transform your skin. Yes, you are going to be drinking Sun Goddess Matcha for clear skin because it is packed with EGCG antioxidants that help firm, brighten, and clarify your skin, all while giving you that calm, sustained energy you need to keep it moving to meet your goals. Next, the BT Fountain Electrolytes. You just add this to your water to hydrate your body at a cellular level, reduce redness, and smooth out those fine lines. For a limited time, Peak is offering 20% off the Radiant Skin Duo, plus a free starter kit, which includes a rechargeable frother and glass beaker. When you shop with this exclusive link, peaklife.com/HSR20 for 20% off. That is PIQUE life.com/HSR20 for 20% off. Every ambitious woman has a secret weapon. So let yours be the Hot Smart Rich Insights. It's how over 250,000 women are owning their worth in business, wealth, and life. Whether you're building a brand, making moves in your career, or wanting to get control over your finances, the Hot Smart Rich newsletter delivers the cultural context and consumer intel to keep you ahead. With only 6 months left in the year, it's time to make consumer trends, financial hacks, and HSR insights your best friend instead of mindlessly scrolling on social media. We've built one of the most powerful communities of women at the intersection of consumer, capital, and culture. So join us with the paid version of our newsletter free for 3 months with the link in the show notes to claim your free offer. I guess like my question to that is, sometimes I think entrepreneurs or founders specifically are best from like 0 to 50. Where do you guys feel like the business is at in terms of your guys' skill set? And like, where are you best and how are you protecting the business almost from yourselves to keep the trajectory it's on?
So you know what's really interesting, Maggie? We thought about this a lot, but Siff and I are like multi-billion-dollar founders. Like, I don't think we're ever going to run out of steam. And also we want to build like massive, massive businesses. So I don't think a business is ever going to get too big for us to handle. Yeah. And so anything, when we build these businesses, whenever it grows and grows and grows, it actually feels more and more akin to our type of business. And so the bigger it gets, the more we feel empowered to be able to run it. Because I just think we're both really meant to have kind of be building and operating businesses aside. And so we're never going to hire people above us to be able to do that because we feel so good at it. But what we are doing is we're just hiring better and better and better talent every single day. Okay. And so right now, like, we have such an important kind of mindset and the way we tackle hiring and the kind of people that we are bringing onto the business that like every single person on our team is like top tier. And the way we operate, the way we do certain things in the business, it's a combination of us, like me learning from all of the other pieces that I've worked at, and then half of them have been horrible, half of them have been really, really good.
I'm laughing because Nish and I worked at a company together and like had very similar experiences. But let's not put it on blast. So keep going.
And so, no, but like, at this point, it's like, okay, if you're going to be a $500 million business, we're hiring that kind of employee today.
Right.
And so that's kind of what the process is in terms of hiring, at least. But
basically what I'm getting from this is why I fucking love the podcast, is like, I'm just so fired up listening to you guys. Like, you guys are just the anomaly. And one of the things I've learned about your special sauce is the team structure.
Yes.
It is fundamentally something I have never seen. And let me just try to explain what I view from the outside, and then I really want to dig into the why. You guys have built an environment where it's like this perfect mix of friends meets boundaries, meets creativity, meets really hard workforce. You guys party with your team. You go to Coachella with your team. You take them to Tulum and dance on tables with your team. They are like an extension of you, where I feel like if Alexa is representing the brand, it's like you've trained her to be that way. But like, you guys didn't just hire like A players that had come from like the brands you aspired to. You actually like trained these people from almost like early stage of their career. Part of the thing that kills businesses is culture, right? Like people.
Yes.
So what are things that people can do that are going to inspire them to have a similar culture with the boundaries that you guys have also done at Arrae?
honestly, I think the very first thing is like to win, because our team loves winning. They like being number one. They like seeing results. And so I think getting all your people surrounded and like really aligned with like the mission and like what you want to do, and being like, okay, guys, this is the goal. This is where we're going. And like, this is what every single one of you is kind of a big part of.
Do you guys like say that every single week on a Monday, like chant, you're like, this is what we're doing? Like, is there like a tribal thing to Arrae?
No, honestly, the fact that we like to win.
You guys are very competitive.
Yeah, we're like, it's either number one or nothing. Like, if we are not number one, it doesn't get, number two is not good enough. And everyone has that same mentality. And so I think we have said it so often. And like, it's not just us, by the way. Like, we'll be on calls and someone else will be leading the call from our team. And they're like, well, is this really the best? And so everyone has that mentality. And so I think it's not just Nish and I feel like now it flows, like even to the new team members, everyone knows that winning is our number one philosophy.
Yeah. It's also really interesting because I think one of your philosophies, and I don't know your like brand values or whatever, but from the outside in, I actually think you guys were the first people that really started treating your customers like influencers.
Yes.
This was like, I don't know if this was from 5 years ago, but at least I noticed it 3 years ago. And I think brands have really followed suit. Why did you guys decide to make that decision? And do you still, as you grow and you bring in like the faces that you just brought in for Tone, like how do you balance working with celebrities, talent versus treating your customers like the influencers?
Your customer is an influencer, okay? And I'm just going to give you a very like basic example that everyone can relate to. You can see an influencer post about a product, but if your sister tells you about that product, you're going to make that purchase immediately, okay? Your sister tells you, I bought this really good lip gloss. What are you going to do? You're going to go buy it.
Yeah.
So if you are spending all your marketing dollars on just the influencers and the celebrities and completely neglecting your customer, that's where you lose out. So for us, right at the beginning, we said that our customers should be treated like influencers. And so when we started the brand, influencers and customers would be getting the same packaging. And we wanted the customer to have that same unboxing experience that an influencer would have, because these are the people who are actually spending money on your brand.
Yeah.
And more than that, they can actually give you the best feedback. And so if we treat our customers like influencers, they're the ones who are going to go tell all their friends, and they're the ones who are going to be the most real with us.
Yeah.
So that is, I would say, like a very sacred relationship, and people should not be neglecting that. Like community events, community PR packages, like those are just things that are inherently a part of our brand value, as is Nish and I feeling connected to that customer as well. Like we're not out here just trying to be besties with influencers like that.
Well,
like,
it's so funny because one of the other things I was going to say is like you guys have some celebrity faces. Hailey Bieber has invested in your brand through a DM, right? Mm-hmm. You guys never leverage Hailey Bieber. Whereas like a lot of brands are like, as seen on Hailey Bieber. Why have you guys not leveraged that?
I mean, look, we did early days, but then I think it's like you grow beyond that. There's like new news, you know? So at the beginning, like that was very exciting and like incredible. And we're of course like so grateful to her. I mean, she was a customer, like she believed in us early days, but there's, you know, that can't be your only claim to fame.
Totally.
You know? And so I think for us, we've always been like, okay, what's the next? Like we can't just be talking about this thing that happened 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Like we're way beyond that.
Last year, you told me that if somebody offered you $300 million for your business, you would sell tomorrow.
That is absolutely not the case.
No, that's gone. That's all changed.
I was like, what is
different plan?
What is the number today?
I honestly, I don't think we have a specific number in mind. Honestly, Maggie, we really don't. And because like right now, Sif and I are having so much fun running the business. Like we're not even thinking about selling the business. We're thinking of what can we do to run this business forever. Because we're having so much fun running it. Our employees are having so much fun running it. Like they're just saying that, guys, I am sad for the day you sell this business because like I don't know how it's going to be once you sell it.
Yeah.
And so for us, we just want to run this thing for as long as possible, as long as it grows super fast, and maybe open different business lines with Arrae. I don't know, because the Arrae stands for solving an array of different problems, and
that was
like,
it stands
yeah,
for?
that's what it means. Like we're going to solve an array of different things, and so it's been always positioned and named after being an infinity business, and so maybe we'll keep running it forever. Who knows?
If we can. Like, I mean, it's funny because sometimes we'll have conversations about like, I don't know, like we have like certain offers or whatever, like conversations on the table, and Nish and I will discuss it, and I'm like, oh, Nish, like I really don't even want to talk about that right now because I want to be in it right now. Like I love every day. I wake up every day and I have my dream job. So does he. And I feel like we can optimize certain things to, like the other day I was doing an exercise where I was like, okay, like what if I were to sell the business, what are the things that I really want? Like why would I even do this? And so I was distilling it down and I was like, oh, okay. So what I'm looking for is like a little bit more freedom with my time and like being able to like, I don't know, like travel to XYZ place, right? I'm like, I can actually do that right now. Yeah. I just have to like implement more systems. And so for me, it's about finding those systems and like still continuing to live in the now because I have my dream job.
I was going to say, like, part of the dream is that you guys get to work together. Like, you spend more time at work than you do technically with your family, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's one of the beautiful things I love about my now relationship. You guys have done this for the last 5 years and you want to for the foreseeable future. What are the boundaries that you think are an absolute non-negotiable to be able to have your dream job for this long together?
Honestly, I think that you got to really find flow in business where it doesn't carry into your whole life, because the bigger the business gets, the more people that we have to help us through really difficult situations, which allows us to be in more of a steady state period as opposed to a consistently high stress period.
Yeah, like do you guys still do your like Sunday parasympathetic days? Is that what it's called? Okay, can you explain what that is?
Okay, so basically, okay, this is for anyone who feels the need to like constantly be productive. I had to shift my mindset to realize that being unproductive is the productive thing for my nervous system specifically. Okay. So I'm someone just in general, I deal with like low HRV and an elevated resting heart rate. I just have like a health situation going on there. And so this had gotten to the point where I was just like fatigued. And so I was like, okay, like every Sunday, once a week, I want to do a parasympathetic day, which is things that I do. Like it's like a day that's like dedicated to nourishing my nervous system. So I will do things that aren't like, I don't know, they don't like overwhelm or excite me, you know? So it's things like listening to like very calm jazz music, going to get acupuncture, you know, doing things that'll nourish me, like long walks, nothing like high intensity. I don't like to do anything social on Sundays. I will actually like say no to plans specifically on a Sunday, because otherwise there were weeks where I'd go and it was like week after week. I mean, not only would I have work and being around people 24/7 during the weekdays, but then also on a Saturday and a Sunday. And so that just takes a toll on you. And I start to notice this even, for example, like if we have people visiting and it's like weeks of that, right? Like whether it's like team members coming from like different cities or our families or friends visiting, whatever it is, if it's weeks and weeks of me not having any time to myself, I feel myself like more agitated and irritable and like just more heightened. And I feel like that doesn't serve me from what I'm supposed to do at work.
One of the things I've always wondered about you specifically, Sif, because I sometimes like want to just like be on the couch and shopping revolve, and then that feels like work because I'm like, now your image is a part of your personal brand, and like then you're creating affiliate links, and it just like it snowballs because there's this blurred line between like enjoyment of hobbies and then just like enjoyment for your life, and then there's like now this is kind of becoming a job. Do you feel that same sense of blend of boundaries at all, or is like because like your image, your look, your shopping is like something that people aspire towards? Is that something you're doing on Sundays, or that is like a block in your calendar on like a Monday or a Wednesday? Be like, I need to plan my outfits for these events, and
Maggie, she's shopping all day, every day.
Oh my God.
Whenever I
Okay.
look over her laptop, is always my 3 says open. Always.
How do you know what my
Okay, or
Teresa
revolves
is?
open.
He sees the credit
Or
card bill.
YSL is open. Something is always open.
No, but I'm serious because don't you feel this blend of like personal image into like your career now?
So, okay, for me, my creative kind of release is fashion.
Okay.
It's just fun for me. So I will like sit at night and scroll on Pinterest. Like it's just fun for me. It's like what I do to turn my brain off. So it doesn't feel like work to me. I will say when it starts to feel like that, I'm like, this is just like, I don't like it. So as an example, we were going to Coachella and the amount of pressure women put on themselves. Oh my God.
It's actually
It's
out of control.
Yeah.
Insane.
So then I was like, I'm actually not going to buy anything for this. I'm going to have everything from my closet. I like put like a very strict kind of budget on myself of like what I was allowed to spend on. And it was like, I think my budget was like $200.
Yeah.
Okay. Because when you have too much out there where it's like everything's accessible, then you can spend hours and days on your, who the hell cares?
Yeah.
It's a music festival. You know what I mean? Like it
crazy.
doesn't matter. And so that was an example of where I had initially started to put so much pressure on myself and I was like, fuck this. Absolutely not. This is like a stupid waste of my time. And so then, I think for me, when it's fun, it's fun. And then if I don't want to do it, I just don't do it. Like it's exactly what Nish said. We're both people who, I don't know, like if it's not fun for us, we're not going to do it. Thankfully, this is something that's fun for me. And there are weeks, like, of course, like I was going through actually like, what was it? Like 2 weeks ago where I was feeling really like unmotivated to get dressed. And so I was like, okay, this is the week where I'm just doing comfy cozies. And so it's like sweaters and pants. Like thankfully, I've also built my wardrobe in a way that I don't have to use a ton of brain cells to get dressed. And there's periods of time where I'm like very inspired to shop and, like have like really crazy looks that I put together. Other times where I just rely on the basics that I have in my wardrobe. But short answer is that it's just fun for me for the most part. And so, yeah.
So your kind of like guilty pleasure, not guilty pleasure, but like what you like to spend your money on that you've earned is like fashion and clothes, and like that's fun for you.
Oh my God, it's the most fun for me.
Nish, what is the thing that you enjoy spending money on that you have earned the right to do?
Same. Look at his outfit.
I know.
Do you know
He's
we'll
putting
go
you on blast, and I'm like,
my God. We were in Paris. Nish was the shopping got to a point for Nish where I was like, I would like to go to a museum. In fact, like, what are we doing? I was like, we need to leave. I was like, I have not had a meal. I'm like,
No, it's actually really bad.
so fashion is your vice too.
I really love it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I love it.
And we bond on it. Like, it's
I
so
love
fun. Like, it's, we both love it.
I'm heavily inspired by fashion. Really, really.
Do you think
inspired.
that your relationship with money has shifted a lot since you started the business to where you guys are at today?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely. But more importantly, I think I've always thought about money in business separated than money in personal life, because like money in business is just like a number, but money in personal life is emotional. But ever since
What do you mean by that?
So money to me in business is like spend $1 to get more than $1 out of it.
Yeah, it's a tool.
It's a tool.
Yeah.
And so it is, even when it's like $100 million, and I'm like, we're spending very frequently like millions of dollars every month, it doesn't feel like anything. It's like, okay, yeah, of course.
You're not
I'm
like
gonna spend.
nervous, depressed, like wire the money.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, wire the money, because like you're gonna
It's
get
well
more than
thought
that.
out,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
very well thought out. It's all very systematic kind of thing. But in personal life, at least back in the day, it was such a like lack mindset around money, which would just be like you must save more as opposed to make more. So that's obviously been a really big shift, because now like the limit to how much money we think we can make is just like unlimited, and so you just start operating personal life in that sense as well. But also the the way you systemize money in the way that like how it goes out, how it comes in, having checks and balances around that kind of stuff, I just implemented the same thing in my personal life. And so making purchases is not, is very mathematical. And so the whole operations of money, whether it's business or personal, is so mathematical that it doesn't even, like I don't even think about it emotionally anymore. So if I want something, it becomes like a math equation, not like, should I get it or not? Yeah.
It's not emotional at all.
No.
Like, so you guys trust your gut with products and like where the trends are, but with money and purchases, it's like not your gut at all. It's like, does this make sense for us?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, I think like this is obviously very basic, and I'm sure your listeners, given who you are, I mean, you teach this, but I think being responsible with what you're doing with your finances, and also if you're someone who it doesn't come inherently to you. Like for me, personal finances was not something that was a strong suit for a really long time, but I kind of made it fun for myself. And so now like putting money away into like my investments is something that I really look forward to, the same way that I'm excited to put money into like fashion, right? So I think once you take care of that, it's like, do I want to buy this sweater? Do I have like, money that money that I can spend on a sweater? Yes, get the sweater.
Yeah. I think it's so interesting because I love talking to people like you who have prioritized different aspects of what you spend money on at different times in your life. Like I think I've been there with you guys through like not even having a car in LA to like now being able, it was like such a cool thing to just quickly highlight for both of them was like when I first moved to LA, so did they didn't have a car for like a bunch of reasons, but we would like go for walks and I would drive to you, and then getting to see like Nish give you the most balling Range Rover on your birthday was like the coolest 360 degree, because it's like this happens for everyone that puts their head down and does the work. And I think so many people like want to be at the end state already because that's where like you think is the funnest part, right? You have fuck you money, you can do it what you want. But I think you guys have always had this principle of like just enjoying the process.
Yes.
And I think that's why the money has started to flow to you. So I guess as you think about the next like 5 years, like what do you feel like that sense of funness is for you now that you do have a bit more in your pockets to go and enjoy?
Honestly, it's really interesting, Maggie, because for me, I like buying like big things. I actually don't get excited by like small things that like, even in fashion stuff, like even if jacket is like really expensive, like it doesn't excite me to buy that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But for me, like I would like love to own a hotel as an example.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I would love to own a hotel. I would love to own a I don't know, a car company.
Yeah.
I would like just like things like that.
Okay.
Where for example, let's say Sif and I are traveling to Europe, then the hotel chain has like something in the Alps, something here, something in Italy.
Yeah.
So like I really want the kind of wealth where we can build things like that.
Yeah.
Where like it allows us to grow our lifestyle, but also we can work through it.
Yeah.
Like I really like mixing what I like to do in life with work.
Yeah.
So that'd be really cool.
Let me ask you a question about that. Do you guys think that, so this is often what I hear with especially co-founders that are not dating, that when they start something together, it's very hard to independently go off and find like their own personal things that they love. Do you guys think that like there are going to be things that you guys do separately, or do you guys think that inherently things will always be overlapped?
I think we're always going to have businesses together.
Yeah.
Like that's been the decision that like, I mean, I feel like I'll speak for myself. I hope he feels the same way.
Couples therapy on Maggie's couch. I'm kidding.
But I can't imagine a better co-founder than Nish, and I think it's so much more fulfilling to go through this with him. And so there's nothing more exciting for me than to get to share like the ups and downs of being a founder and all the spillover effect that has on your life with my partner. Like he understands me on such a deep, like intimate level that I think only someone who has insight into like what's going on in your business understands. And so for us to be able to share that together and I don't know, like reap the benefits and then also the downsides is I think so special. I think it's strengthened our marriage, and I hope that I can do this with him for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Okay. On that note, I am going to do some fun rapid fire because
Let's
you guys
go.
are just so freaking inspiring and you're going to have to come on for round 2. Okay. You can only pick one for the rest of your life. Coffee, cocktail, matcha.
Coffee.
Cocktail.
What are your orders?
Americano with cinnamon.
See, okay, Sif, the people that die on the hill for a black fucking coffee, like, I can't. I'm sorry.
Like, are you kidding me?
It's so good.
Oh my God.
Like, are you joking right now?
You know this about me. What do you mean?
That is so insane.
Okay, what's your cocktail order?
I just want a dirty martini.
Okay. Ooh, I love that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't expect that for you.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like
Oh.
you'd be such like a whiskey guy or something.
No, I actually,
You do love an old fashioned though.
It's not on my top 3 at all.
Okay.
Okay.
Night in or out?
Night out for sure.
Same.
Love that for you guys. Outsource or hire internally?
Hire internally.
Or internally.
Okay. A meeting or solo work?
Meeting.
Solo work.
Wellness or fashion for the rest of your life? You can only have one interest.
Okay, I need clarification. What do you mean wellness or
Just
fashion?
pick
Like,
one, sis.
no,
Like
am I like completely unwell? Like I have
Like no. More like guilty pleasures. Like you can't be like constantly going to workout classes, like doing new supplements, whatever. Like it's like you're.
Can I work out?
Yeah. But like what is like your passion and hobby is like
Ooh.
fashion or wellness. You're a wellness girly that is also a fashion girly. Like pick one.
Ah!
How good is that?
Damn,
you
that's
go.
a good
You
one.
go.
Wellness.
Yeah, I knew that for you because like let's just look at your transformation. Can we put it before?
I think wellness as well, just because
Liar.
I wouldn't be well
You're
without.
lying. Don't lie
How
to
would I
people.
be well
Don't
and
lie to
well
people.
enough to wear the
How would you
fashion?
be well
Here,
if
people
you
were
don't
getting
wear
our argument
Japanese
on
top?
screen.
How would you be well?
Okay. I can't wait to go on this eventually with you guys. So ski vacation or beach?
Ski vacation for me.
Ski.
Okay, we have to go now that
Can we
Courtney's
go,
in my life.
please?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite comfort creator? Not for Arrae inspo, but like Sif, like Sunday parasympathetic day. Who are you typing into your search bar on TikTok?
Okay, I have two.
Okay.
They're very different.
Okay.
One is this chef. I think his name's Harrison Webb.
Okay.
He's so funny.
Okay.
So he'll like do things like, I found the worst pizza restaurant in London, and it is like, I will be crying.
It's like comedy food
It
reviews.
is so funny. Okay. So I love him. I think his handle is Harrison Webb.
Okay.
And then I also love Tamara Kalinic.
I don't know her.
She's fashion.
UK?
Lives in Milan.
Oh, yeah.
So it's
like
like
she's
it's
Europe.
like
Yeah,
heavy
Yeah,
fashion.
okay.
So both of those, it's like very niche, like Hermes content,
Okay.
like just like for the girls.
Okay.
So I would say like those are my two, and like they're like so different,
Love it.
so good.
Okay.
Oh, it's so hard for me. Like, do NBA highlights count? Like, that's what I watch,
Okay, so
honestly.
you don't have comfort creators.
No, I really don't.
No, your thing is the crime. The
Oh.
bad guy gets caught.
Oh, like crime junkies is your vibe?
No, it's like so specific.
Wait.
No, it's just like, I love watching bad guys get caught on YouTube. Like,
Oh my God, so does my like boyfriend's brother. Like yesterday we were celebrating his mom's 80th birthday and he has his phone in front of him. He's like, I'm just watching a police chase.
yeah.
No, so
yes.
and it'll be like
Yeah.
the titles like actually kill me. Okay, so it's like, I don't know. Robert gets what he deserves.
Oh my God, I can't.
I like see it and I'm like crying, laughing because I'm like, literally, what is this?
That is not
Yeah.
a comfort creator.
That's really comforting,
Okay.
actually.
Hermes or Chanel?
Hermes.
Hermes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys, Sif and Nish, thank you so much for coming on Hot Smart Rich. I'm just like so enlightened right now. And I always think about how I feel when I leave people. And I always feel like I'm leaving the top floor of my house, even though ironically we're in the basement, like light and inspired. And you guys are so refreshing to just be so honest and open. And I can't thank you enough. It's been so cool to like be in your life watching this journey from so
Thank you,
long
Maggie.
ago and to see where you guys are at and where you guys are taking it. I'm just like so honored you shared it with my community. They love you. So where can they find you guys if they're not already following and listening to your podcast and like doing all the things?
Arrae on Instagram, TikTok, arrae.com. I'm Siff Haider. My podcast is the Dream Bigger podcast.
It's a weekly ritual, everyone.
It's really good. And I'm just plenty of Nish.
Plenty of Nish. Are you public now?
I'm always
'Cause
public,
I
yeah.
thought you were private for a
No,
bit.
no.
Okay. Well, and I love how you're such an entrepreneur because you literally plugged your business first, just to be clear. And then is there a giveaway that we can do with Arrae?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Okay, perfect. And what day does your podcast come out every week, Sif?
Every Tuesday.
So guys, every Tuesday you're going to listen to Dream Bigger. Every Wednesday you're going to listen to Hot Smart Rich. Please rate, review both of our podcasts. And thank you guys so much again. I love you.
Thank you,
so
Maggie.
I'm so glad you started a podcast. This was necessary.
This is
I
good. This is
love
one of the best
you.
podcasts I've been on.
I love you.
Thank you.
Bye.